Tony has given us the challenge of me in three minutes. Well, how can we manage that? I'd like to tell you about an experience that I had when I was minister of the Baptist Church in Derby, Broadway Baptist Church. When I arrived there, 1999, I actually arrived there. There were three things that came together that provoked my interest. One was the discovery that one of the previous ministers of the church, a man called Mr. Pike, had been the founder of the General Baptist Missionary Society, now part of BMS World Mission, sometimes called the Orissa Mission, working in eastern India. A second thing was that the churches in our part of Derby were partnered with one of the dioceses in India, the Church of North India, in a place called Nagpur, a big city in the center of India, supporting training projects in particular for local people. And then a third thing was a general interest in William Carey and his work in India, in Bengal, particularly in Serampore. So those things came together and I decided to visit India, which I did for 3 weeks. I went to the Baptist Center in the state of Orissa, where the General Baptist missionaries worked. Interesting that it was almost exactly 200 years ago, 1821, that the first General Baptist missionaries went out to India to work there. Also went to Nagpur to see the training farm that was there, and particularly, and perhaps the most significant and interesting thing, was to visit Serampore, where Carey and his friends started their work. They founded what is now the oldest university in India, founded in 1818 as Serampore College. Serampore is a Danish word because the British were not happy to welcome Carey and his colleagues at all, so it was a Danish place, Danish colony they went to, where they were welcomed, and in fact it was Denmark that awarded the Serampore College for the first time the right to give degrees. And while I was there, I visited Carey's grave and just spent a moment or two thinking about that. Carey was a linguist. He was responsible, he and his friends, for translating Bibles into perhaps 20 languages. He was a botanist. There was a botanical garden still there, and an educationalist concerned with educating the local people. And it's good to remember and to acknowledge all that he and his colleagues did at Serampore. And perhaps the experience of being in India for that time gave me a particular respect for the early missionaries. It wasn't part of a colonial project to implant parts of England into India, but it was motivated by a deep concern that the people of India, as with others all over the world, should hear about Jesus. And Carey is respected greatly for the work he did throughout India at the moment. Important experience for me and part of my being sort of shaped, I suppose, in recent years as a minister. There we are. Slightly more than 3 minutes, but an interesting experience for me, part of my life.